on in, power people. Come on in. What a day it has been. Teaching these kids. They done threw a spitball and hit me upside my head. Y'all come on in here. Grit-o-logy 101. We're just going to talk a little bit of grit. Let's talk about the grits. Cooking power with cola. Come on in. And I am your grit-ologist for the next few minutes. Come on in. But you must bring your funny bone. You must bring your humor cap. Because guess what? We don't take this too seriously. If we're talking serious, this ain't it. This is not it. Let's have fun together. Grit-o-logy 101. My first bullet point. It doesn't matter where you start. It matters where you finish. Number 2. Enjoy the rise. Appreciate the rise. Your homework assignment number 3 is to get your grits as smooth as you can get them, no matter how long it takes. Just get your grits smooth, okay? Just get them smooth. Jason and Tyara, be quiet. Stop all of this noise before you go to the principal's office. Come on in, power people. Come help me with these kids. Come help me. Grit-o-logy 101. I want to lay blame. Please let me lay blame. This is what I grew up on. Quaker grits. Do you see that number that is on that grit box? The number 5. What does 5 have to do with grits? I would assert that it's more love. What's love got to do? Got to do with it? It got everything to do with it. That 5, I don't know. We'll talk about it. Look was making a special appearance. Oatmeal. Why? Because it used to have a 5 on there, but it don't have it anymore, but they still have it in the directions. What does 5 have to do with anything? Well, 5 minutes could possibly be the point where your grits catch up or swell up to your water. The same thing with the oatmeal. I'm not talking instant. If they had instant on them, they will probably say 1 minute. But this 5, I would assert, has no place in the grit society. Because even if you turn your stove off and keep them in the pot, that steam is still going to cook them even after 5 minutes. Your assignment, again, is to get your grits in your kitchen as smooth as possible, not only to the eye, but to the taste. So let's talk about how I grew up. My grandma and my mama, they ain't care nothing about this 5 on this box. They ain't care nothing about these directions. They put that pot under that cold tap water, got them half full, and then poured those grits in there to their desired levels. Oh, yes, they did. They did that. And I stood there watching. And because it was cold and it wasn't boiling water at the beginning, I watched the water get warm and get hot. And I watched the grits or the oatmeal swell, rise to the occasion. That's where I learned to appreciate the rise. Growing up, I didn't know anything about boiling first. I stood at that stove and I watched that rise. It don't matter how you begin, it's how you finish. If you do cold tap water first, that gives you more time to get your thoughts together, to do everything, because you're going to be there stirring. You're going to be there stirring to make sure nothing is sticking. But I just remember the rise, and I still do that today, especially with my oatmeal. I don't like the 1 minute. I like the large oats. I like to see them swell and come to the rise. Appreciate the rise. There's nothing wrong with boiling your water first. I have someone, the Cookie Monster, boils his water first. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what the back of the box said do. I'm just saying. In my house growing up, we didn't do that. I have cooked grits on the stove now for 45 minutes because that last 15 minutes, I'm getting all my seasonings in there. I'm getting my cheeses in there, my dairy. It could be cream cheese. It could be cheddar cheese. I could be putting onion powder, garlic powder. I could be using all kinds of herbs, just whatever. I'm just making sure those grits on the back end, because they're already smooth. They've been on the oven for 20 to 30 minutes. And now I'm just making sure that seasoning is all coming together. Do what you want to in your kitchen. Continue to do what you want to do in your kitchen. I just come to talk about grits just a little bit, and just tell you how I grew up. Oh yes, where they're boiling, where they're tap water, get your grits as smooth as you can get them, however long it takes. But I know y'all are busy. 1 minute, go ahead and do what you need to do. But if I really don't have the time to take with them, I usually don't even do them. Have I had grits prepared in 15 minutes before? Yes, sure, we all have. But I'm just sharing with you how I grew up. Have you ever heard just putting some cold water in there and, hey, putting it on the stove and let it warm up together? That's how I grew up. Jason, go to the office. Sharon, you go stand in that corner. Power people, keep an eye out, because they're passing notes and they are throwing spitballs. Keep an eye out for them. Appreciate the rise. It doesn't matter where you start, it matters where you and how you finish. Is that all of my takeaways? It doesn't matter what liquid you use. You can use water, you can use broth, you can use stock, you can use a bouillon cube to help season it up. Whatever you use, you can take your time and do it. I know what may be scaring some of you is that hot boiling water. Don't be afraid, because you don't have to use the hot boiling water at the beginning. You can bring your water and your grits or your oatmeal to a boil at the same time. That's just a little bit, because I told you I like grits with my liver pudding. I didn't want to do another liver pudding morning without my grits. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in to Cooking Power with Cola. Go ahead, follow the page. Go ahead and like it. Go ahead and share as you come in. Say hello and tell me where you're coming from. I would love to talk to you. But it gotta be after I get these kids out of here. Come on and turn in your assignment. Turn in your assignment. I gave you long enough. Turn in the assignment.